Guys, can we please give Nelly a warm welcome? Thank you so much for being here, Nelly, and being so brave to come up and share.
Hi, my name is Nelly, and I am a survivor of Satanic Ritual Abuse. I'm also a mother, an artist, and the best friend I can be. I'm a protector of children and have supported children through rape and homelessness. I was born into the multi-generational cult called the Great White Brotherhood 52 years ago. I got out incrementally 3 years ago after I endured and witnessed satanic ritual abuse for 5 decades. An AFP detective encouraged me to write the accounts of my life. I have written 4,000 pages of detailed statements. It was not cathartic, it was my job. At the end of that, it felt like extreme adrenal fatigue, and she disappeared from my life. Common story I've recently learnt. Throughout this, I have been shut down by family members and authorities, threatened and locked up in institutions for speaking out. I have just been released from a week's involuntary incarceration for speaking about a experience. I was also threatened to cease writing statements last year after a Prime Minister of another country contacted agencies here. I didn't learn my lesson. I have a core seed of strength. The cult could not take that from me. I am guided by the proverb, they tried to bury us, they did not know we were seeds. Trigger warning. The order of the day in the cult involved use of electric shock machines to set up altered states of consciousness. Splitting is done on wheels and on heads, genitals, elbows and knees from childhood. I was 2 to 3 years of age with my first memories of this, but in fact I was younger, as the programming within the organisation I was born into begins in utero. Yes, electric shocks are given to a woman's pregnant belly in these multi-generational cults with their travelling machines. Drugging every day, including scopolamine. I repeat that, scopolamine. Knowledge and existence of which is kept mainly hidden by authoritative type bodies. Also LSD, peraldehyde, anaesthetics, benzos and amphetamines on a scale and potency that is unfathomable to most people. Guarded and put to sleep for programming, apart from being brought out to make an appearance of living a normal life. I was told I was lucky I was not one of the ones born into a cage. Trafficked from early childhood. I was forced to work in brothels, still a child age, and by age 9 I was what they term a full beta slave, and primarily witnessing and enduring horrific events, killings, maiming, torture, rape and humiliation. If I did not present as normal when allowed out during and after witnessing events, then I was further punished. I was punished anyway. These punishments / programming included coat hanger wire inserted into eardrums to burst them frequently. This was also done so I would present as deaf and autistic and not speak. It also doubled so as to be taken easily as a child decoy worldwide for their child roundups. It could therefore look like the men kidnapping children were my father taking me out. Rape and sodomy from early childhood age, orally from birth. Forced consumption of things including poisons, human and animal matter including blood. Eyes stabbed with sewing needles and bleach also poured into my eyes. My right eye has an artificial lens. A broken back in 3 places from being run over with it made to look like it was someone else, which is one of their main protocols. being taken, removed from my bed at all hours for physical and psychological torture that included live burials and drownings from a very young child age, being injected with viruses as a human experiment, forced pregnancies, deliveries and abortions, including use of coat hangers, starved so we won't choke on our own vomit from the transport us around in cargo easier without the clean-up of vomit or bodies. I had non-existent self-esteem, likewise boundaries, and still shake with CPTSD to this day. By the time I was 27, I also had hammered hands and fingers, one eye, missing teeth from having a steel mop put in my mouth under one particular unmedicated electric shock session, and so much more. Too much to say. By the time I was 47, I had a DID diagnosis because there is no correct or recognisable terminology for what we have. Altered states of consciousness set up by the organisation that did this to us. More labels that don't quite fit this world. How do you exist in a world like this? There are multiple silent screams within us that never go away. But guess what? I'm still here. I'm still standing, and I won't shut up or go away. Now here for the children. If it wasn't for my kind friends and trauma-informed professionals, I wouldn't be speaking today. I am doing this for the future grandparents of Australia and the rest of the world who are children right now and becoming taken into captivity in a world that you need to understand exists, as well as for other survivors still in it. This is real. It really happens. I'm speaking out now because in future years you are going to hear from more younger people and people of all ages like myself who will somehow get out to speak, and you need to listen to them. My childhood and adolescence through to adulthood was marked by programming that came through Project Paperclip from the Nazi war camp, in the witch torture trial recordings where certain knowledge fell into the wrong hands, men in white coats. But certain authoritative bodies would rather you believe that all the war experiments simply and miraculously stopped and went away, that it all just disappeared. They simply went covert and into very meticulous hands. That leaves us now doing what they, the authorities, should be doing, and as a result we are now putting a stop to SRA no how. Survivors unite. What happened to us made us strong. Do not underestimate our power. The silence from authority bodies is deafening, apart from the threats to shut up. I have done this for my sanity as well as for the children of tomorrow. Where is the accountability for the children? Wake up, world. To the survivors, our future grandmothers and grandfathers who come out of SRA, by the time you get this, you will have so many scars and so much sadness, wisdom and compassion for others that knows no bounds, that alienates you from the world in its current state. Keep going. Build relationships around you with those who support and understand you. This is paramount because you are important too. Don't always trust the institutions or authorities as they may lock you up for coming forward for help. After a lifetime of no control over your own body from cult drugging and shocks, don't ever let the authorities take your control when you go for help as well. Know who to trust and know this implicitly. Do full accompanied entry checks every time you come back into your home, no matter what. Home is not always safe, as we know. I oscillate between it hurts so much, I can't feel it, on continuum, yet my mantra is transformation, not. I live by this now, it works. Yoga and therapies really works. Staying safe and connected, art that cannot be silenced by the government. We are making our mark today. These connections with each other are and will continue to make huge change, and together we are making it for today's and tomorrow's children. It is time. Lastly, I would like to further acknowledge the work of Wilfred Wong from the UK and encourage many to write to him and advocate for his release, and the other activists, including mothers with him. Without Wilfred, Jeanette Archer and many more warriors, I would not be here speaking today. SRA perpetrators might collect souls, but we unite as a soul community and their days are numbered. I now make my own choices and I choose to speak out and unite to fight satanic ritual abuse. Thank you.
Can we please give her another round of applause, friends? Thank you. So we just take a moment to let that sink in and the words that she shared. I love that. Transformation, not trigger. There's a lot of healing in that, a lot of power.